All right, it's Team On, and I'm back with another Blaha video for your entertainment only. Gonna react to the gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear slave himself, Blaha. So in this video, JasonBlaha says bodybuilders are not getting their results from the supplements they advertise. Well, how do supplements build muscles? Exactly. They make you in. They exceed the rate of protein breakdown? Supplements? Doesn't say that anywhere in science.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here representing Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and today we're going to talk a little bit about...
And it's T representing genetic beast and fitness.
the scam artistry of using all these bodybuilders to sell supplements. But a quick...
Like, do you think people are that stupid, man? They don't know that supplements don't build muscles, bro. Come on.
Reminder, if you guys will please put...
Now, well, I can't say all. They do make something into a supplement, like free-form peptide bond amino acids. That's about the only one that I know that will aid in building a muscle. But by itself without food can only be a supplement. You understand me? It by itself cannot exceed protein breakdown. You need to consume real food. But the supplement itself helps because now you're adding the essential amino acids that you need, a lot of them that you need for building. That's really what you're doing there, yeah. And it actually acts, depending on how many you take, they act as a stimulator, growth hormone stimulator. Yeah. You notice your hormones go really high with amino acids.
Like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you're not following or subscribed, please do so. And if you would be kind enough to drop...
I would, but you have banned me.
Drop me a comment down below. I would appreciate it so much. Thank you. And let's get over to the topic.
Yes.
All right. The bodybuilder being used to sell that product probably doesn't even use it. And if he does use it, he's probably an idiot. And
He did. He used it once for the commercial. That's it.
Still wasn't responsible for his results. This is one of the oldest scams.
No, really? They're not responsible for his results. No kidding. Hello.
In the fitness industry, this was done all the way back with the Weeder stuff when they were selling just completely.
Yeah, they were responsible for his results, man. Look how big he got taking the Weeder supplement line. The Weeder supplement line was famous, bro. Get it? Their protein powders and all that. You took that, and guess what? It exceeded protein breakdown, man. The powders and the tabs. My God, have you seen the Weeder people walking around, the Weeder supplement people? They just look fucking massive, bro. They're towering people.
Horrifically bad protein shakes and everything else. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying protein.
Well, I could tell you, yeah, back in the 80s, that Weeder line thing really stunk. Yeah, it was really shit. And then it kind of disappeared when GNC popped out. They kind of disappeared.
Shakes don't work. I'm not saying some vitamins are not situationally useful, right? I'm not saying they're not.
No. None of them work except for amino acids. They work, but they only work with food. They can't build anything by themselves.
Products that work, okay? I personally occasionally use a protein powder. I use creatine. I use...
Why would you use protein powder and creatine?
I personally occasionally use a protein powder. I use creatine. I use extra strength fish oil. I take them.
But why do you need extra strength fish oil if you can afford to eat fish? Look how much fish I eat. And it's raw, baby. Raw. My voice is like through the roof, man. My hormones are so high, bro, I can barely talk. But anyway, the point is, I eat a lot of raw fish. If you could eat fish, why would you eat that fucking shit oil? And creatine, you don't need it. If you have amino acids, if you buy them, it's already incorporated in there. And as far as protein powders, they don't work, man. They're made out of waste plant products. They're crap.
Multivitamin, right? These are all for health benefits. They have nothing to do really with getting significantly bigger or stronger or more jacked or leaner or any of this stuff. So this is where we run into the problem, is this idea.
Of course not. You can't, because you can't get enough protein eating that stuff. You'd have to consume so much of it from here to high heaven the next 3 hours. So the whole container would be done already. So it's not enough to exceed that breakdown in protein synthesis, to see that mass on that myofibrillar. Only food could do that.
Yeah. that a few supplements can be helpful nutritionally or therapeutically.
No, they can't be helpful at all, nutritionally or therapeutically at all, except for amino acids. That's the only one.
With modest but some potential benefits, are not creating any of these bodybuilders. And this has been done historically. They're all on drugs. They're on tons of drugs. And I mean,
they're on tons of drugs. Everybody's on tons of. I'm not on any drugs, bro. I have money. I can afford to eat. That's why I'm in an anabolic growth state. I just keep hitting it.
This was admitted, gosh, like 15 years ago.
And the truth is, I'm not even lifting, fucking, and I'm in an anabolic growth state eating. Are you eating that much, as much as I'm eating? And you guys are working out. Whoa, I'm not even working out. Man, could you imagine if you ate as the way I did, man, and you with your workout? Wow, you guys would exceed so much further.
Thing with like Muscle Tech, which was the big one when I was coming. They were in all the
Muscle Tech, yeah, I remember them. Yeah, okay. There's a whole bunch of there's Universal, a bunch of them.
Magazines. They sponsored all the major magazines. They were like the number one thing, and they had this.
Yeah, I loved Muscle Mag back in the day, '90s and stuff. Yeah, during the millennium, Muscle Mag.
One guy, this one fitness model, and he had even admitted, "Look, I use a little bit of gear." And they're like, and they asked him in the interview, it's kind of like a tell-all. It's like, but you're selling this hydroxy cut. Which was, again, the fat burner of the time. As hydroxy kit, it was the big one. It was pimped in every single magazine to help you get shredded. And he said, well, look, yeah, I mean, I do use some other stuff. Obviously, I use some things. I'm obviously a little too big to be natural. He goes, but I do use it. I absolutely do use it. And it helps me. It's a product that I use. And it does work, and I use it. I use some other stuff, too. But the fact of the matter is, he's sitting there claiming it works, but the reality is...
Then how do you know the other stuff is not working and that's not?
He was a paid spokesman for all those years, this paid model who was in all the ads. This was his job. It was literally his job to say that it works. So, of course, when it comes to it, he's not going to bite the hand that feeds him. And notice it.
That's like Blaha. Of course he's going to tell you that weights build muscles, and this builds muscles, and this 5x5 builds muscle, and the 10x5 builds muscle, and the partials build muscle, and the drop sets, and this, that, and the full body, and the half body, and the squat body, whatever, bro. And his slave food basket builds muscles. Yeah. See, Blaha, he has to tell you that. He has to tell you that builds muscles. Even though you can see on him, the eyes don't lie. Blaha is just fading away. He has no physique. He's not building any muscle. He doesn't even look like he lifts.
This product, not really even, I don't think it's even pushed anymore. But they
look, dude, I don't even lift, and I look like I lift weights, bro. Get it? Because I built my body over 25, 26 something years ago. Get it? I'm not going to keep doing it again and again forever.
All this other stuff, and I think people forget what I point out. Supplements can't work. Like the Supplement Act in the 90s.
Oh, supplements can't work. They don't work. Only amino acids work.
The U.S. pretty much set the tone. They can't really make products that help you build muscle or burn fat. If they do,
yes, they can. Amino acids build muscle and burn fat. They increase growth hormone. They stimulate it. The higher the amount of amino acids you take, it'll stimulate growth hormone. That's what they do. Yeah, and they're the building blocks of proteins. Yeah, so if growth hormone stimulated, lower body fat, building muscle.
They're going to get pulled off the shelf. They're going to get outlawed, right? You're competing with Big Pharma. You're competing.
Well, I haven't seen them make amino acids outlawed yet, but they have been kind of disappearing. There isn't any more liquid amino acids and some other powdered amino acids that they used to sell. A lot of the companies, they're gone. Universal completely disappeared. I remember they were going. That was the end of the line for them with aminos and everything. So yeah, there's not really much variety that's out there now when it comes to amino acids.
Pharmaceuticals, and this is a big problem. This is a major problem.
It is it?
Right? So this is all con artistry.
Oh.
It's all con artistry.
It's all con artistry to Blaha because he believed that supplements were going to build him a muscle. And then when they didn't build him the muscle he wanted, he got disgruntled. So he wanted to sue everybody and go nuts. Now he's upset because he realized supplements do not build muscles.
And And it's the biggest.
He's probably recognizing that steroids don't build muscles either, especially on slave food diets.
Yeah, and look how much you see it over and over and over and over, and you just see the bodybuilders getting bigger and more massive, and it went from just steroids to growth hormone to tons of insulin, IGF-1. Like, they're literally walking experiments, and they're standing here acting like
Well, they're stupid is what they are. They're just stupid.
this supplement did anything. It's just such an enormous scam. But then you see it. You'll see even when the bottle is being sold, or the ad on social media right there in the picture, it's some massive.
I do. I remember they used to sell a DH something A. They used to claim it would build, muscle. This would build muscle. That would build muscle. Creatine would build muscle. None of these things built muscle. They didn't build muscle, but amino acids aided in building muscles. So I know they work. They definitely work, and they increase hormones. Your endocrine system goes up. It stimulates it. It stimulates growth hormone, amino acids. Yeah, it's what it does.
Bodybuilder or the pro bodybuilder there, the supplements there, and the thing. But these physiques are all the product of drugs. Half the time they're not even good training anymore. It's just drugs, site enhancement. There's so much oil that you get coming from the amount of even gear they're using, and their biceps and delts, and getting shredded with tons of fat burners and thyroid hormones. And now they're even using the GLPs, some of them. Plenty of them use recreational substances, literally recreational substances, to help with their cuts. I've heard of coke, meth, all these things. I've seen bodybuilders do some of these things. Literally during their contest preps to get more ripped, and then the diuretics, it's drugs. And yet right here, but I use these products too. Or even if they don't admit to the other, like, well, yeah, but these supplements to work. And why do they say that? Because these companies are paying them. It's a billions and billions of dollars a year industry, and it's all garbage. And I think what we have to remember when people say, but it does this, and I feel this effect, and there's some research, it's like, you better look closer at that research. Do you really think you're getting bigger or stronger from this over-the-counter product? Do you really think it's making any difference? Because if it did, it would be illegal. But it does this for blood flow, and it does this as a vasodilator. It's like, look, it's not helping your workouts. Right? It's not helping your workouts. It's placebo.
It's not helping your workouts. It's placebo to make you work harder than the last time, right? So what happens is this. So you take these supplements like Blaha, and then you work harder than the last time at breaking down your body, the proteins. And guess what you discover? I got smaller taking supplements. They don't work. That's what happened to Blaha. He takes these supplements, and guess what? They start making him smaller. Look at him. He keeps working out thinking that workouts build muscles, taking supplements. Because he's taking the supplement stack. You've seen it already. He has it on his fucking community section, whatever. And he eats slave food, thinking that slave food is going to build a muscle too. And so whatever. So he thinks that breaking down his body is going to build it up somehow, eating these things or consuming these things or whatever. But in fact, they're just making him smaller because only protein needs to exceed that rate of breakdown to see that mass on that myofibrillar. Now, if it doesn't, you ain't going to see jack shit. And you're going to get smaller than the last time because now you're breaking down proteins. You're catabolic. And that's him deteriorating faster than you're aging right before your very eyes, friends.
But again, people need to understand it. They're like,
they do they?
But I'm getting
I love that one. People need to understand. Oh, okay.
See, but you're also supporting con artistry. You are literally paying these companies when you keep buying all.
I don't do that. I just buy amino acids as needed, and that's it. That's the only supplement I take. Now, I've tried a little one or two other ones like, B12 stuff, whatever, to see, but honestly, don't need that because everything is in meat. So, but amino acids, the essentials, you definitely need to pour them on. They help as a stimulator, definitely. As an older person, I recommend the only supplement, amino acids. Now, if you're talking about pharmaceuticals, well, you would have to look into it, talk to your doctor. HCG just happens to be a very, very good peptide. Okay, let's put it this way, peptide, because it's a growth hormone peptide, okay? And it's not synthetic, so it mimics the same hormones as your body, so it's not going to crash or shrink your balls or anything like that. It's not going to fuck you up.
This silly nonsense. And it's one thing to buy a few things at work. Look, if they're selling some protein powder, hey, that's okay. Buy some protein powder if you need a little bit. It's fine. But you don't need the huge amounts of it.
And then there's clomiphene. Clomiphene does stimulate testosterone, but that without protein, that's not going to build any muscle. So it wouldn't matter what you did, but yeah, maybe they spiked these powders before a long time ago with clomiphene. I heard some story a long time ago. They were putting shit in there or something, and then or some deca showed up somewhere. I don't know. Some shit showed up somewhere in some packages. There was some spiked stuff with roids. Who the hell knows? And then they got caught. The people got caught. They got charged, whatever.
Right? But I get it. If you don't think it's for convenience.
He gets it.
Absolutely. Whey protein and stuff can be a convenience.
Here we go. Convenience. I love that. Just like going to the convenience store, eating convenient shit all day. Get it? Because it's convenient to eat crap all day. And then, yeah, it becomes convenient, all right. And then you just fall apart.
But outside of that, that's what it is. It's a nice, convenient, high-quality protein.
That's like Blaha. This is convenient, what he's doing. Destroying himself, body destruction.
But outside of if you're doing stuff like that or some fish oil or some very basic stuffs, you're essentially supporting scams. You are literally giving money to people, even if you're like, well, okay, but even if it is a placebo, I get the placebo. But then you're supporting scam artists. You're literally putting money in their pockets. And it would be fine if you were buying the products at work, because even then, if a company has 10 products, only one of them works, and you happen to buy the one that works, I don't think that's unreasonable. You know what? Because at least you're buying something that works. You're not supporting their dishonesty. You're supporting the one thing they make that works. Hey, well, that we should encourage.
That would be amino acids for sure.
Buying things that work. Okay, fine. But stop buying the other stuff. You are literally propping it up, and stop believing these stupid idiot bodybuilders and fitness influencers and people who are selling you this stuff, even the ones who claim they're natural. Do you understand why so many of the fake natty thing even started? It was because of the supplement industry. Because they couldn't have them all admitting, oh, this is all drugs. So if tons of guys are like, oh, I'm natural, but then I do take this over-the-counter product, which is ironic, because if these over-the-counter products actually made enough of a difference, let's be clear, if these products actually did help you build muscle or burn fat, you wouldn't be natural. You would be chemically enhanced. You were taking a substance that helps build muscle or burn fat. That is called a PED. And when they're found to actually work, the government outlaws them. When they're found to actually work, the Olympic Committee, the IOC bans them. WADA bans them from.
Well, they haven't banned amino acids, and they work. They actually really work. And no, they haven't been banned.
Sports.
Yeah. Apparently, turkesterone works too, right? That's what they said. I read that report in PubMed. They say it should be on the WADA list. It works like, I don't know, it works like it works. How come it's not banned, Blaha? And Greg is pushing it like crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it only works to a degree. If there's nothing to grow, if there's nothing to grow, then it won't work. Get it? There's nothing to grow there because you're not damaging. If you're not damaging, there's nothing to grow.
To be clear, any supplement that actually works.
This blunting effect here from lifting these weights, you're adapted to your exercises. There's no growth, bro. There's no adaptations.
Gets classified as a PED and it gets banned. So if you're taking them, or these guys are actually taking them and they actually work, they would be enhanced lifters. They would be enhanced bodybuilders.
I'm sure they would.
But the stuff doesn't work. That's why it's not banned. And yet,
but it does work. That's why they didn't ban amino acids, because they work.
They use it to
What about creatine? Doesn't it work? They didn't ban it yet.
All this stuff up and pretend like it works, and people.
What about turkesterone? It works.
Just buy it, hook, line, and sinker, over and over and over, generation after generation after generation. I've been watching this for over 25 years.
Yeah, sure.
Men over
generation after generation after generation. Been watching it for 25 years. Well, I've been watching it for more than 25. I'd say 35 years. Yeah, it is what it is, man. See you in the next one. But we did know about liquid aminos and tablets. We did use them at the time. We did when we were younger. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, friends. Don't you think about that? Like, subscribe, support the channel.